Hi everyone, Liam Magpie here, and today I finally got something else Jurassic World related, and these two have been on the website, on the Smiths website for ages, for at least a good few months, just saying that they're not in stock, and then they finally are out now in the UK, and I'm very excited. I know America, they've got theirs early, they usually do get theirs a little bit early, but these ones have been on the Smiths website for ages. I couldn't get my hands on the other two Savage Strike figures for some reason. They was on the Smiths website and then there wasn't. So if I get my hands on them, I will do a review, but it'll be probably on my Instagram, which is Liam_Magpie. So if you love Jurassic World stuff as much as me, follow me on there, as I have quite a few Jurassic World content on there. And these two are the Jurassic World Cretaceous Savage Strike Velociraptor Delta and the Savage Strike Dilophosaurus. This Dilophosaurus is I'm very, very happy to have, because it's a little bit like the one from the Jurassic World, the Jurassic Park movie, and it looks very cool. It looks a little bit bigger, and I haven't had a Dilophosaurus for absolutely, like, I think about a year. I didn't buy the purple one what squirted water, because I didn't like the coloured scheme, but I really like the colour scheme on that, and I will check all this out when I get it out the packaging. The packaging has got the Cretaceous logo at the bottom, and it's got this wood effect on the Jurassic World. I think it looks really cool, and I watched the Netflix series. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. This one is just the primal attack packaging, and this one is the Cretaceous. I don't know why they're different packaging, but they are. And this one has got a hole in the back of the packaging here, as you can see. That's so you can test out the action feature. I'll check that out when we get it out the packaging, and it just shows you a really cool picture of the figure in action there. And on the back, it just shows you that they are both compatible with the Jurassic World Facts app. And on my video, I always show you the scan code, so you can scan them both in. So pause the video and scan away. And then it's got this really cool picture of the Dilophosaurus there, which looks really cool. Using its mouth open in action with the fins, or the fans, whatever you want to call them. Or sails, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to just call them its fins. And there are the other available figures on the back there, which looks really cool. And the same goes for this one. The same figures. And this one comes with a little card and some stickers. I'm not going to get this out the packaging, because I'm not going to wreck all the packaging, but I have shown this previously, and basically you see on the back of here, it just shows you that there's like this little map with some stickers, and it looks really cool. And this is, the ages is 4 and plus, and both of the packagings are really cool. This one's got like a sunset background with a fence, and then this has got like another sunsetty background but with trees and tree houses. And yeah, there isn't much more I can say. There's got a cool picture of Delta there, and the coloured scheme looks a lot better, which I'll check that out as well. It just shows you some more artwork there of the characters in the show. And little Bumpy, he was really, really cute, or she was really cute. And yeah, there isn't much more I can say. Without further ado, I'm going to get these two figures out of the packaging. So everyone, I've got both of them out of the packaging. I'm going to show you Delta first, as is pretty much straightforward. They've changed this colour totally, and I feel like they've got the colour done a lot better, and is in this really lovely green colour. One more thing I'd like to say, all of the packaging pretty much is you can try before you buy as well. I didn't know if I mentioned that, and I will link them in the description box down below. I can't remember if I mentioned the price, but they are $10.99. So I will link them in the description box down below. But yeah, the overall of the Raptor figure, I love these new sculpts since the attack packs. they've changed the sculpt quite a lot, and for £10 you get a lot more with these figures than you did with the attack packs, because there's a lot more articulation, there's an action feature, and the sculpt overall looks a little bit better as well, a little bit more detailed and a lot more in depth. But I've shown this raptor a few times and this sculpt a few times, so I'm just going to talk more about the colours. I will talk a little bit about the sculpt, which looks really nice anyway. And yes, so this is Delta, and this is the face sculpt up close. It's this really nice green colour. It's a little bit different compared to the other green one. This is more like a bluish green, as the other one's more like a swampish green, and it's got a really lovely painted yellow eye, and it's really striking against this greenish bluish colour. There's the face sculpt up close. Looks really, really nice. I love the shadowing around the eye. And this is the inside of the mouth. This is how articulated the jaw can go, so it can open the mouth really wide. And I'm doing this for people who've not really collected them before. You can pose the mouth however you want. And yeah, it's just the standard ones what they've come out with. I like the new sculpt of these a lot better than the other ones. Looks very cool. I like the striping on the back, looks really nicely done as well. Some nice stripe detailing down the side, and then the underneath of the belly is in this nice white colour, just to add another little bit of definition. And as you can see, it's quite articulated. And the button on the back is quite blended very well, like usual. Mattel does a really good job on these figures overall, and it blends in quite well. And if you go like this, it'll do like a claw striking action. And what else I really like about these figures as well is you can actually move the arms however you want to move them, as well as use the action feature. That looks really funny. And why I like these compared to the first attack pack figures is they've got articulation in the head. So that's another real good reason. The head can go all the way around. You can move the jaws a little bit more wider and move the mouth a little bit better. And they can move the arms however you want. And you can use the action feature. Looks really cool and awesome. And then the tail has got a swivel in it as well. You can turn the tail all the way around. And the thighs can go in and out as well. You can move the legs back and forth as well. And why I really like these is just because they're that little bit better. Like, I don't know, I just like them. And if you're doing the Jurassic World Facts app, there is the scan code there. So pause away and scan away. And then there's the Jurassic World symbol there. And yeah, so overall, this figure's really cool. I like the fact that you can actually swivel the tail, which you couldn't do with the attack packs. You can move the thigh in and out, which you couldn't do with the attack packs. And you can articulate the head and paint the claws, which are in this nice black colour. But they haven't painted the claws on the hands. But I like the way they've sculpted these a little bit better than the first ones, because they look a bit more creepy, a little bit more menacing, and I like the way they arch up and then back down again, and they just look very creepy. And I just think overall it looks like a really cool, awesome figure to add to your Jurassic World collection. And they've got the coloured scheme a little bit better than the other Delta. The other Delta was in this like yellowy colour with bluish stripes, which looked quite okay in certain photos and in certain photos not. It's got this number on the side of the tail, which is kind of annoying, but other than that, it's an overall really cool figure. And for £10 you just get a little bit more to it. So yeah, this is Delta. And there isn't much more I can say. And now I'm going to show you the Dilophosaurus. And what I like about this one is, obviously I didn't get the purple one, but this one's another newish sculpt, and it's a little bit bigger with in scale size compared to the very first ones, what very first came out, which I will do a size comparison at the end of this, near the end of this video. So yeah, it's a little bit bigger. There's a lot more paintwork put into it all. There's a little bit more articulation, and the most scientific way these dinosaurs look, shall we say. These was a little bit bigger. There was actually a lot bigger than these, but I'm glad that they still made these ones a tiny bit more bigger, and they didn't have these like fins on the side of the head. But we're just going back off what the movie's gone, and in the movies they have these sails. So it's got a really nice coloured scheme of orange and a darker orange with like a green colour, similar to Delta, but it's just a little bit lighter. It's a really lovely coloured scheme, and the overall sculpt looks absolutely awesome. I love the sail, or the fin shall we say. It's in this really nice faded like yellow colour with a little bit of dark orange and yellow, and looks really, really nice. Nice jaggedy edges around the sail, and I love the little grooves and indivots around it as well. Really nicely done. I like how it fades into this like cream colour into the green around there, and it's got like a bit of a sheen to it, as you can see when the light hits it. Looks really nice and aesthetically pleasing to look at, and it's one of my, this is the reason why I got it, because when I got a few Dilophosauruses I was like, I don't really want any more. There isn't enough reason for me to get it, and they're pretty much all the same in like the articulation. But then when I saw this one for £10, which is the same as the other small ones, what was £10, these ones are the same, like the Raptors. They have that little bit more extra to them. They have an action feature. They have a little bit more articulation. So as you can see here, you can lift up the arms and they can go all the way around. They can move the arms out like that, and they can swivel on a joint like that. And the Raptor can as well. That can move out as well, and you can still use the action feature. So I just think that they've added that little bit extra, and for £10 it's just really good. And then you can move the legs in and out as well. So you can do like a running action, you can do some like creeping, and the thigh can go in and out as well. And I love the colours on the back, what's spread out into this like light orange, into this dark orange going down the tail. Very nicely done. It's got like these little gaps and holes in it to make it look like it's a bit more natural, instead of just like a blob of orange. They've brung some of it out, and I like the way they've sculpted the span, and the way it rises up looks really nice. And if you go like this, so you can bend the tail up like that, it'll show you the action feature, and it will do the famous scene what we all loved in the first movie, where it opens its fins and opens its mouth and basically spits its acid, and it looks really cool. The mouth's got some nice details in it as well. As you can see here, it's a nice red colour. Obviously you can't keep the mouth open. You could put something in the tail, you could probably wedge it open so it could stay like that on a shelf as a display, or you can have it down. It's held in with these like little springs there, And the face sculpt is really nice as well. It would have been nice if they added maybe a little bit of this orange on the face. Some really nice sculpting around the nose. Some nice little bit of detail around the mouth here. Nicely painted yellow eyes. Quite menacing. Oh, the little fin on the top of the head. That would have been quite nice if they added a little bit of orange there. But other than that, I'd still think it was a good 9 out of 10 for the paint scheme. I like the little ridges across the top of the head there. And there it looks from the top up. And then as you can see, it's got the little screw marks, but they don't look too bad. They don't stick out too much. Some nice like rib detailing down the side. And then underneath the belly, it's in this like faded-y brown colour, a little bit cream, but it's a bit more darker than Delta's. And then there's the Jurassic World symbol there. Got a bit of paint on the foot. And if you're doing the Jurassic World Facts app, there is the scan code there. So pause and scan away. The feet on this one are not painted, but I don't think it looks too bad. I think sometimes these figures, when they're not painted, sometimes it gets away with it and then sometimes it doesn't. And this one, for some reason, gets away with it. And it's just got some nice added detail. And overall, I think they look really cool. I'm going to do a quick size comparison with the other Dilophosauruses, and I'll show you the other Delta figure as well. So everyone, I'm going to quickly do a size comparison and a comparison altogether from the very first Dilophosaurus I picked up from this line. I've actually painted its claws in like a silver and then like a green colour because there was a bit lacklustre. But I still really love this figure from the very first time I picked it up, which was in like I think nearly 3 years ago. So you can see how much of a difference Mattel's elevated these figures from the very first time we picked up this one to this one, and they've done such a brilliant job on both. But this one was actually £10, and looking at it now, it should have been about £5, and then this one should be £10 because it's got a lot more detail in sculpt, colour, and action feature and articulation all together, as this one doesn't even have like a swivel in the tail. It can only move its legs, and they're very I don't know, very stiff. It can move its arms, and you can move the fins however you want. It also comes with like a little acid like accessory, shall we say. So it looks like it's spitting acid, and the face detailing is a lot more lacklustered. Looks very old schoolish in the face as well, and it has no articulation in the jaw. It's just got this like bend in the like flexible plastic in the mouth, on the mouth area. Which is what is nice about this one though, is that it have added a little bit of colour. But when you look at how detailed this one is, that little bit of colour doesn't really matter compared to how nice this one looks. But both of them look very cool. I still really like the little one, and it's like its little baby or teenager. And I think they still look cool standing side by side. I think that these would look really cool in photography if they was like stood together like they was hunting, and this is like the mama trying to teach its youngster to hunt it. And yeah, and when you think about it, both of them was £10, and this one has a lot more to it than this one. So that was just a quick comparison with these two. And when you look at the details in the faces up close, let me focus that in, you'll see this one has a little bit of shading in the face, but this one has a lot more detail in the face. So yeah, that's just a quick comparison with these, and you can see the size as well. I actually like the Dilophosaurus being a little bit bigger, as it's meant to be bigger in real life anyway. It's just doesn't have these. It shouldn't have these, but for the film references of what would go on, they had the fins, and I still really like them. I didn't show you the back, but I noticed that the back has got a nice bit of detail as well in the fin. Overall, very cool, and I've said cool a lot, but they are very cool. They're very similar in colour, so it's like they've gone back to the drawing board and redone them again. And yeah, very nice. And now these two are the Delta figures. So obviously I've just shown you this one, which looks very nice, and then this one, which looks very nice if you want to look at it as a Delta figure and you just looked at it as a normal coloured, like a different colour. I actually painted the claws on this one as well. It's a bit messy now because the paint what I used is a bit crap. It was, I don't like using that word, but it's a little bit not very good. It's rubbed off, and when you look at the big difference, the colours are totally different. The sculpt is a lot better in this one. I love how it stands. You can stand it a lot more different. You can even move the thighs in and out, move the tail. This one you can't move the tail. All you can do with this one is move the jaw, the arms up and down, move the legs up and down, and you can't move the tail. But the colours I still like it, but the new sculpt, what they've done, like I said about the Dilophosaurus, they've elevated these figures so people stay interested and carry on collecting them. And I would have still carried on collecting them anyway, because I'm a massive Jurassic World fan and I'm a massive dinosaur fan. But the levels of detail from this one to this one is showing you that they really are trying to keep the line going and keeping people interested and learning from what they've done in the past. Mistakes of getting colours right. They're still not 100% getting it right, but they've still done such a brilliant job. They've brought out loads of different species of dinosaurs, and the line is, I think, is like going on to 3 years, or yeah, it's 2 years going on to 3 years, and they've done such a brilliant job. They've elevated the figures a lot better, and I'm talking a lot, but I'm just very happy. I wouldn't have had to painted the claws on this one, and the eye is very off print. They're getting better with the printing the eyes a lot better, because that is very bad. And this one is done really nice, and you can see the levels of details in the faces look a lot more better. It's just got a lot more define around the eye, and that end's not as good. But I still think for the first time they started bringing these figures out, they did a very good job on these when they very first came out, and I was very excited to still get my hands on this figure, and they are still very detailed. But when you look at the difference, overall it looks a lot better. And these two was both £10. I paid £10 for both of them, and you can just see the levels of detail in the new Delta. So I'm going to stop going on, and I'm going to just say I hope you enjoyed this review. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more toy related stuff. I will link these two cool figures in the description box down below. I have more Jurassic World stuff coming up soon, and I also have a big project coming up soon for a big display what I've done for these. I actually did it a long time ago, like a year ago, but I've started changing it and making it look a little bit different, and I might even show you on my channel. So I will have other toys coming up soon as well, because I don't just do Jurassic World content, I do a big mixed range of toys on my channel. So yes, I will have these in the description box down below. There was £10 each from Smiths. So please like and subscribe to my channel, hit that alarm bell, and I will see you on the next one, guys. Bye!